guys, and welcome back. Well, it's sad to report that Tina Turner, the pioneering rock and roll star who became a pop legend in the 1980s, has died at age 83 after a long illness. Now, she has suffered ill health in recent years, being diagnosed with intestinal cancer in 2016 and having a kidney transplant in 2017. Now, Tina affirmed and amplified black women's formation in rock and roll, defining the era of music to the extent that Mick Jagger admitted to taking inspiration from her high-kicking, energetic live performance for his stage persona. Now, after 2 decades of working with her abusive husband, Ike Turner, she struck out alone on her own. After a few false starts, became one of the defining pop icons of the 1980s with the album Private Dancer. And this was after the age of 40. You got to remember, Tina wasn't a young spring chicken at that time. I mean, she turned it around after 40. Now, how many people can say that? Now, her life was chronicled in 3 memoirs, a biopic, a jukebox musical, and in 2021, the acclaimed documentary film, Tina. Now, in a statement on Wednesday night, a representative said, Tina Turner, the queen of rock and roll, has died peacefully today at the age of 83 after a long illness in her home near Zurich, Switzerland. With her, the world loses a music legend and a role model. Now, Tina Turner was born Anna Mae Bullock on 26th of November in 1939 and raised in Nutbush, Tennessee, where she recalled picking cotton with her family as a child. Now, she sang in the tiny town's church choir, and as a teenager taught, or rather sang her way into Ike's band in St. Louis. He had declined her request to join until he heard her seize that microphone during a Kings of Rhythm performance for a rendition of B.B. King's You Know I Love You. Now, after her vocal talents became apparent, Ike gave her the name Tina Turner and trademarked it in case she left him, and he wanted to replace her in his act. Now, he quickly became abusive. When Tina tried to leave the group early on after having got a sense of his abusive character, he hit her with a wooden shoe stretcher. Now, she said, my relationship with Ike was doomed the day he figured out I was going to be a moneymaker. He needed to control me economically and psychologically, so I could never leave him. Now, she made a recorded debut under the name with the Ike and Tina Turner single, A Fool in Love, in July 1960, which broke the U.S. top 30 and started a run of respectable chart success. But it was their live performance that made them a sensation. Ike toured the Ike and Tina Turner Revue aggressively on the Chitlin circuit, including in front of desegregated audience such as their commercial power. Now, in 1964, they signed to Warner Brothers imprint Luma Records, which released their first album to chart, Live, the Ike and Tina Turner Show. Now, in the second half of the 60s, the duo were courted by many of rock's biggest names. Phil Spector is one of them, produced the 1966 single, River Deep, Mountain High. They supported the Rolling Stones in the UK and later the US, and stars including David Bowie, Sly Stone, Cher, Elvis Presley, and Elton John came to their Las Vegas residency. Now, they were a chart-making, Grammy-winning force in the 70s, a run that came to an end when Turner left Ike, who had been consistently violent and unfaithful. Now, in the divorce, it was finalized in 1978. Tina came away with just 2 cars and the right to her stage name. Now, Ike fought a little bit because he knew what I would do with it, she said in the documentary. Yes, well, Tina served as a role model for all abusive women that you can get out of that relationship and you can make it on your own. I tell you. Well, I'm saddened to see her passing. I know her son just passed, one of her sons just passed last year, and Craig, the other son, who was the oldest of her children, he took his life a couple of years back. So she has reunited with them, and it's sad, but hey, she's in a better place, y'all. Well, my condolences goes out to the family, and I'll be praying for this family, and hopefully you will be too. Thank you so very much for watching my video. I hope that you will like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And until we meet again, be blessed, y'all.